Welcome back, boys. I have a brand new product to share with you guys today that I'm pretty excited about. And it's applicable to vans, RVs, or schoolies, or even smaller structures where you're going to be storing energy. This is the 100 amp hour battery from LiTIme, but it's the slim edition. And that's super important if you have an actual van and not like a giant RV or a Sprinter or something. For actual van-sized vans, the challenge is, where do you store energy? Where do you put your house batteries? Now, you can put them under your bed, but we actually use under the bed for storage as we're traveling. So in this case, what I have done is I have put 2 lithium batteries in here with a DC to DC charger. What is a DC to DC charger, you might ask? Don't you need a solar panel like all the builds I see on Instagram? No, you don't. I love solar panels. We are 100% off-grid here in colorful Colorado. But for a van where you're primarily driving and you're not going to be boondocking, spending a bunch of time in one spot way in the middle of nowhere, not using your van, a DC to DC charger is a really nice option. Basically what it does is it takes the power from your alternator and it charges your house batteries whenever your van is on. Now originally, this is where a VCR sat. It's facing upright. But you can see what I've done here instead. This is my DC to DC charger, and this is my miniature bank of lithium phosphate batteries. And the reason I went with these batteries is because they're really small. You cannot fit a traditional 100 amp hour battery in the wall of a conversion van. But I'm pretty sure you can fit that slim 100 amp hour battery. Now these are 20 amp hours each, which gives me a total of 40 amp hours of storage. Now that's plenty of power for what we do. We're not running air conditioning off of it. We're literally just running all the lighting back here, the rooftop fan, and all the charging ports and stuff. It's definitely met my needs, but the problem that I've been having with it is that when it gets really cold, these batteries stop working. Basically, when the temperature drops to a certain point and these batteries are frozen solid, they will not accept a charge. So even if I'm driving the van around and using the power to do the lighting in here, I'm not actually putting any more energy into them, so eventually they will go dead. The other issue is if it gets real cold, like below 5 degrees, these batteries just turn off. So the other really exciting feature, and the reason that I chose to do this sponsored video with LiTIme, is that not only is this a thin battery, it's a smart battery with Bluetooth so you can connect to it and see what it's doing, but it is a self-heating battery. And they've done some really cool things with that feature in this battery that I'm going to go into in a little bit. First, let's get to the unboxing. Oh my God, it's so thin. Do you realize how big a deal this is? This is gonna fit in so many places. So before we install this thing in the van, what I'm gonna do first is download the app just to connect to the battery and see what the state of charge is. All right, well, we're waiting for that app to load. Just gonna show you guys some details on this battery. First off, it's got a steel case, so it's gonna be way more durable than a plastic case, which is nice. And then it has riveted nut certs right here on all the corners. That's what these are. These are the mounting blocks. And you can use this to mount the battery to a flat surface, or you can hook the batteries to each other if you're running a battery bank. All right, we're gonna open the app here. Looks like I need to make an account. Be right back. All right, we're gonna hit add device. Failed to connect Bluetooth. So the reason we're not able to find the battery is that it's basically dormant. So what we're gonna do is just install a couple of the terminals here. Now, technically you are supposed to use a battery charger specifically designed for lithium, but we're just gonna hook this guy up to it and give it some voltage and see what happens. All right, now we're gonna give it a shot using that QR code. I have a feeling it's gonna show up because the battery is now fully awake. It says Bluetooth connected. I don't know what wear badge means. Oh, okay, this is how you label it. All right, we got our custom badge, wear badge. Okay, I don't know what that does, but we're wearing a badge. Now we're gonna check details. It looks like this battery is at about 49% charged. They say that we need to fully charge it before we use it. However, the best charger I have for this thing is the van. Just to show you guys more of what's on the app, you can see it's in standby. There's currently no current or power being pulled in or out of the battery. It's showing the voltage and then it's showing the capacity. So out of 100 amp hours, we have 49 amp hours in there, which makes sense. Here it just has information. It's 19 degrees Celsius. It's been cycled once. There's the firmware. I don't know if these, okay, it's well balanced. That's good. Cells are normal. You see this guy with a beard is telling me that, so that's very masculine. The BMS, oh, now he's got a little superhero suit on. Okay, that wasn't necessary, but heating is not on. So then down here, I think we can get to settings. Discharge switch, I have a feeling that's gonna let the power leave the battery or not. And then heating mode. This is pretty interesting. So basically, if this battery is getting more than 10 amps going into it, it will heat the battery like normal. However, if there's less than 10 amps into it, you can actually use some of the power in the battery to supplement it. And where that's going to be helpful is, let's say you have a solar panel, it's super early in the morning, and your solar panels aren't even putting out 10 amps yet. They're putting out like 2 or 5 or something like that. In this mode, it's basically going to use those 2 to 3 amps or whatever and some power from the battery itself to heat the battery to the correct temperature so that it can start taking a charge as soon as possible. This is super helpful if you have a very limited window to charge the battery, or if you are doing short trips and you're using a DC to DC charger like I am. If we typically drove this van, 15 minutes away, that might not be enough time to bring this battery up to temperature. But with this mode, I could preheat the battery basically, and yeah, it'd be ready to go as soon as I drove the van. So that's pretty sweet. In terms of the other stuff on this app, I backed out, so it's just showing my devices here. You can go to system. This is if you have like a battery bank. You can enter how many batteries you got and whatnot, how many are in series and parallel. Discovery, I don't know, this is some sort of news. There's a help center. There's tutorials as well. Basically, you can learn about all sorts of stuff. I think we're gonna let this thing charge and then we will install it in the van likely tomorrow. I did just hook up this kind of stupid normal charger. This is for lead acid batteries, but it's putting out voltage. So you can see that I'm getting 5.6 amps of power going into the battery. It converts that to watts as well. But what's nice is it says that the battery is going to be fully charged in 9 to 10 hours. So I think we're going to leave this plugged in and check it out later tonight. Boys, it has been days. I'm going to show you what I've done, but this is one of those do as I say and not as I do situations. So the inside of the van is an absolute disaster. This battery does fit in there, but what I failed to account for is how much room I need to get it in there. So what I've had to do, because I don't have any of my tools here, is use a hole saw to adjust the opening. And then I've also had to cut all my existing wiring and change to larger terminals. I don't know what size this is, but this would not fit in all my old terminals for my existing wiring harness. So I had to do that. And one of my cables from the DC to DC charger was just a little bit short. So I had to unscrew the DC to DC charger to move it over a little bit just to get a little more room on that cable. Now, one thing they talk about in the installation manual is this side needs to be up. I'm kind of surprised by that, just because you'd think you'd put the grounded side toward the bottom and the hot up top, but that's not how this works. So this is how we're gonna fit it in here. Actually, I think we're gonna try to hook the wiring up right now, and then I can just tip it down. Now, it also comes with these injection molded terminal covers, and it's kind of nice because the terminal bases have a little groove, so they just sort of snap on like that. There we go. And I'm going to tighten them so that the wires are facing toward the center of the battery. That way I can just snap this on like I did the other one. Now, this is one of those situations where I'm going to say do as I say, not as I do. You can see that I have not bolted my battery down. I am in the middle of nowhere. I don't have my tools, and to really properly install this, I would need to remove the bed and the entire wall in order to get this in there and bolt it down. So the reason I'm not worried about it is because this thing cannot really go anywhere. I'm probably gonna put a piece of foam in between the charger and the battery itself, but basically that's the install. So let's get to using this thing. All right, thanks to the magic of video editing, it has been about 2,000 miles since I last shot this van. And so far, the LiTIme ultra slim self-heating battery has been badass. We drove all the way from Colorado to Arizona, and then back to Colorado, and then all the way back to Wisconsin. We've had more power than we know what to do with. But that was never the issue. The issue was the cold temperature performance. And when I told LiTIme that I would be doing this video, I promised them that I would also film this thing with a thermal camera. I have a thermal camera. You can click up here if you want to see a review. It's a super cool tool, and what it would do would be really visualize the battery heating in a cold environment. Unfortunately, this season has been extremely not good. And by not good, I mean there was a heat dome over the entire western half of the United States. We smashed high temperature records in Colorado over and over and over. And Arizona was almost 100 degrees. And now that I'm back in Wisconsin, guess what, boys? It is, you know, it's getting green already. So unfortunately, I missed the window to be able to film this thing with a thermal camera showing it heating up. But I do have nothing but good things to say about this battery so far. One thing I did want to point out that I did not show in the app was the estimated time that you have based on your current consumption. So I turned on every light inside the van, I turned on the fan, and I don't have the fridge hooked up, but look at this. An estimated 70 hours remaining usage time. That's almost 3 freaking days of power. So overall, very happy with this thing. Let's get another opinion before we go. What do you think of the new battery?
Worked pretty well. We got to be kind of gluttonous with power on the ride home, so that was nice. Didn't have to worry.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching this. This is a brand new product that is not even on the market yet. It's going to be launching in a few months, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'm able to offer you an 8% discount with the code down below. Please check out the links in the description below if you're interested in getting one of these. Stay tuned till next time. I will do another video on this if I have any issues, but so far this has been a great upgrade to the Bad Astro. Cheers, dudes.